Hi, beautiful souls. So today we are going to be speaking to divinity, and we are going to ask the divine creator of all, for all the empaths out there, the light workers, the sensitives, what do we do? How do we manage this emotionally that Trump won? And the first thing I received before I start the cards with you, I received that what is happening now is very similar to the energy that happened in the pandemic during COVID. So during COVID, there were a lot of people that had zero fear with COVID. A lot of people had this inner knowing, including me. There's this knowing that you had that all of this is not real, is not true. And you understood at a deep level that this is helping you purge and release all fears that are showing up in your body. And for a lot of people, there was this inner, nobody really wanted to share it, but there was this inner peace and happiness that you're going to be locked in, or that you don't have to deal with the people, especially people who had FOMO. This really ignited FOMO, but there's also peace that came with it, because there you didn't have to put in the work, you didn't have to do anything. And there were, of course, others who were filled with fear and were terrified with the pandemic, and their life was in hell, and there was all the pro-vaccine, no vaccine, and I just stood in the middle. I wasn't pro or against. I need my free will for me to choose what I want to do, and that's where I stood, and I loved both parties. And it just the energy feels so much the same with the elections and Trump showing up. I am not a fan of Trump. I don't watch the news. I've seen Trump like 3 times in the last year, anything that he said, but I energetically feel so deeply. And so I get to know the news through friends or people or random things that would happen just to let me know, and I would feel what I feel about it, even if they had an opinion. So I'm neither with that or against. I am just in a position of letting all the empaths and light workers out there understand very clearly that what is happening is meant to happen. This is the great evolution. This is the great awakening part 2. So there was the pandemic and there was this part. And even if your mental mind is like me, my mental mind is, but this guy is there's something so wrong. He's a narcissist. He's like a malignant, overt narcissist, leaning a bit on the psychopath. And it's so clear and obvious. I mean, from day one, I was like, oh, gaslighting, there it is. Oh, manipulation, there it is. Oh, shame, blame shifting. Oh, there it is. It's, trauma bonding. That's what he's doing. Mentally, all that is true. But there's something internally that's like, this had to happen. It's finally happening. The great purge is taking place. And so I pulled out these cards and I asked divinity, what do we need to do as light workers, as empaths, especially those that are terrified of Trump taking over, are terrified of what is happening right now, are making plans of how to fix this, are going into deep depression and despair. I want you specifically to know, because this is for you. This message is specifically for you. Now, I'm completely disattached from any of this stuff because I don't invest my energy there. And I know that something great is taking place. So the first card I pulled out was the lion spirit. So you're going to have to be your own king, your own queen. You're learning right now to stand within your own light. No more depending on the government to take care of you. No more depending on a president. No more depending on a parent. No more depending on a partner. No more depending on somebody that has power to take care of you. You stand in your lion spirit for you. You take care of you. You manage you. This is the first card that showed up. So what is showing is, be generous to your own spirit. Don't keep giving your power away to the news or to the politicians or to your parents or to anyone that you have on a pedestal or anyone that you perceive in a place of power that can control your life, your freedom, beautiful souls. Because this, what just happened, has nothing to do with you. You have done the work. You have done all the purging. You are still going to purge because fears are showing up from this. All you have to do is understand that these fears are yours. These are pockets of energy for you to release from within you. But what's even more important for you to pay close attention to, my beautiful souls, you are such a dynamic being. You are a very important aspect in the fabric of this specific timeline, of this fabric of reality. Because of all the work you've done and all the things that you want to do as a light worker, as an empath, as a sensitive soul, as you've done the work for yourself, all the work you're going to want to do, you're going to have to lean deeper inside of you. Because now is the time that everything you've worked, everything you've been building, everything you've been working towards, this is the time where you're going to be of great service to empaths and light workers. And I'm not talking where it's only healers and channelers, and no, any and every light worker and empath, whether you're working in a company or you're working in a restaurant, or you're not even working, you're a mom at home, and that's a lot of work, or you're like working a school, or you're a teacher, or you're a healer, or you're a channeler, it doesn't matter anymore. Your specific job criteria doesn't matter. You are there, my love, to take care of the humanities around you. You've done the work, and you are now a portal of light. You are a portal of light for this truth to come out. So Trump is only a representation of the truth of what all the previous presidents and governments were about, but they were covert. They were in disguise. They were saying something to the people, but they were doing something else. They were hurting humans around the world. They were destroying countries, destroying people. They were promising things, and they didn't fulfill these things. They were band-aids, basically. But now there's someone who's speaking the same way, in an overt way. He's just saying it like it is. He's showing everyone what the American government was truly doing to its people and the people in the world. It was actually saying, he's actually showing the world that this is how crazy we are. This is how entitled we are. This is how much we were only self-serving. He's saying it. It's like the earth came out with a president that speaks exactly what their true intention is. And that is great, because a lot of people have been asleep. A lot of people were thinking, oh, this is the greatest country. This does independence. This is freedom. It's not true. That's not what it offered. That's not what it was given. So now it's time for you, beautiful soul. You've done all this work, is to head out, to go into the world, to do your thing. And by that, heading out is being the lion. You start to take charge. You start to do your light work. You start to emanate your light. You have the courage to do it. And it doesn't matter. Like, you need to disattach, stop being attached to who's in power and hoping that they have your back. They've never had your back. They've never had anyone's back. It's just clearly being stated right now, and it's no more covert. It is an overt. And what's interesting, you got another card, beautiful soul, activated earth. So this is, oh, I'm getting the crazy goosebumps. Oh, it hurts. Sometimes when it's so intense, because the message is so intense, it really, really hurts. So, activated earth. The earth is being activated in such a deep, deep way. It's like the dirt is being spewed out. It's like the light beings on our planet, all of us who've awakened and have been doing the work for years or months or since COVID or whatever, that awakened a whole hurdle of people who started to do the work, who started to channel and get in touch with themselves and meditate and talk to their inner child and do the shadow work. That's beautiful. But now there's a new purge, because not everyone has awakened to truth. And so power places, ley lines, trust where you're being led. There are things shifting on the planet. Look at that. Look at that portal that's coming down. Look at truths that are coming down. Things are going to break apart. But you who have done the work, who is there ready to take in everyone new that is going to be shifting and needing your energy in the world, needing your specific light to be there to hold them as they wake up from the dream or the nightmare they've been in, thinking that this is reality. It has to be this painful. And then another beautiful card came out, and this is so incredible. If you see this, it'll make all the sense in the world. It's called wisdom. Look at the hypnosis. Look at the hypnotic state that this person is providing this being here. Okay? And it's as though that hypnotic state of like, we have to be at war, we have to hate one another. Like, if you notice, like, first world countries, they like consume people's taxes, right? You may have been blinded to it. Like, they take so much money from you, saying that they're putting it back, but they're not. They're putting it into wars, and they're putting it into their own selfish needs, but they're not giving back to humans. And all humans are like working so hard to make the money, and then the government takes from them and then imprisons them if they don't give their money. And it's all a lie. It's like insurance companies, when anything does happen, they're all like, oh no, it's like they're con artists. We were being conned, and it's all through a state of hypnosis. It's like narcissism took over to the degree of insanity, where everybody was hypnotized to believe that this is normal because it became normal, but nobody really looked at the truth. But a lot of us has wakened up, and Trump here is to like upheaval. He's going to make a mess. But the mess is for the benefit of everybody to wake up and be like, how did we agree to the taxes? How did we agree to insurances? How did we agree to to mortgages where we have to 25 years pay off this thing? Like we're in debt to how did we agree to universities being this expensive? How did we agree? And it's just going to be like this huge awakening. Like, how did we agree to all this being our normal? We don't want. So the spell is going to be broken, and wisdom is going to come in. The spell is going to be broken. The spell for a lot of people is going to be broken. There are a lot of things that I've been seeing for years and I've been sharing. However, it wasn't resonating with a lot of people because everyone was under the spell. A lot of people were hypnotized. When the pandemic finished and more people awakened, people were able to hear more clearly the messages that were coming through me to help awaken the people, to help people see the truth and not just be sleepwalking through life. So what is happening, just know that you have been doing the work for this moment in time. This is the moment in time. This is where all the work you've done is going to actually be fruitful for yourself. So any fears that are showing up for you, anything else that is showing up for you, I need you to clearly pay close attention. I'm just going to pull out another card. I feel like I need to. I don't know for this deck or the other deck, but you need to be able to face those fears the same way you did in the pandemic. Just relate to that. Whoa. Just relate to that time, the pandemic, and who you were then. This is another purging. This is another way to get you to strengthen, to be that lion, to be that incredible lion that is, you are the king of your world. You are the queen of your world. You are in charge. You're just sitting in your throne, and it doesn't matter what the politics are doing. Everything is crashing down. Everything is crashing down, but you, beautiful light worker and empath, is standing in your power. You are going to stand even more in your power where it's not going to affect you. And if it is going to affect you, it's pushing you in a direction that you're meant to be in. It's slapping you silly into the direction in which you're supposed to be in. So, oh, look at this card. Fall into my arms. So basically surrender to the divine. Know that this is done for our benefit. Know that this is part of your journey. Know that you chose this pocket of time to be here because you're holding the light. You are the spark of light. You are holding the light. So here we go, just so that you can see it and feel it deeply. Okay? You are the light. You are holding the light. So surrender. Holding the opposite, extremes of life. So life now is in a total extreme of where you're at. You had hope for Camilla, you had whatever. Forget that. She was another band-aid. She was not going to do anything. It was just a repetition of the same old patterns, the same way things were always, which is just surviving on the surface, pretending that everything's okay. It's never been okay. It hasn't been okay forever. Earth School. Ooh, that's a big one. Earth School. Look at this. Look at the flight. Look at just, if you can just surrender and dive into the abyss. Just allow yourself to dive in, fully trusting that this is done for your highest and best good, because you are here to be of great service. This is a soul growth moment. This is where you are going to even supersede your old self, which was maybe just yesterday, right? This is, you're going to be superseding yourself. It's such a deep learning of your power. You're going to remember your power. You're going to remember who you are in this crazy upheaval. And please, if you can, go into a deep meditation, and you're going to feel that serene space inside that says, this is finally happening. I'm at peace with it. I've been waiting for this. You're going to notice a lot of light workers and empaths, once you step away from fear and you can keep the fear away, you are going to notice so clearly that inside of you, there's a part of you that's like, somehow, some way, as crazy as it sounds, don't believe your thoughts, this is what was meant to happen. I'm terrified, but I came for this moment. I am here for this specific moment. And the last card that showed up, what can I say? It's time to step up. You're being called. You're being called to step up. It's your calling. Look at that door. It's every light worker. Wake up. It's time to step up. All the work you've done, if you've got a workshop waiting, if you've been training yourself to heal through ancestral healing, or through EFT, or through body work, or through whatever, through higher self, through hypnosis, if you're there to like help the children develop, if whatever it is, it's time to wake up and start moving forward and walk towards your calling. It's time to walk towards your calling. Do not be afraid. Fear is your demise. Trump is only fear, and fear is an illusion. Fear is an illusion. You are meant to do so much now. We are all being ignited. You are being triggered. You are being awakened. The button has been pressed. And so let me know in the comments if you have that feeling. Don't hate me. I am not a pro-Trump or anti-Trump or any of that. There's a deep knowing, and I want to know how many empaths feel it in there. Feel it in their gut. Feel it in their knowing. Even if your mind is completely against it, you know that a new shift is happening. You know that you are being called to something greater than yourself. You know that the hypnotic state you have been under, which is fear, is breaking, and wisdom is showing itself. You know that all those that have been under hypnotics around you is being broken, and they will need the portal that you're opening for them to step into, to be held as they wake up to the reality, because they're going to find their truth also. So we are here, we are igniting. You are here to ignite light. Do not dim your light. You can fall into the fear and still ask your higher self to help you through this fear. You can ask your higher self to help you through this fear. You are fine, my love. It is working. It is all working for your benefit. What is happening is great. The upheaval is great. Trump taking over is great, because no more. He's so a crazy, malignant narcissist. And America has been very narcissistic in its attitude to its own people and the world around them. They have caused nothing but harm and pain and sugar-coated it, and were covertly pretending that this is what they were doing for the benefit of others in the world. But it's not real. And now we're seeing it and we're hearing it from the president of the country, which is basically saying everything, in his selfish, entitled way, spewing truths and saying, well, it's all about me and what I want just to make this country great. That's what all the presidents and all the governments were thinking, but they were never showing it in truth. We are seeing it in truth, and it's time for you to wake up and light up yourself. We need the light workers. You are very needed. There is nothing to fear. Share in the comments with me if this resonates with you, even 10%. Go sit with yourself, feel deeply, journal, tell me what's coming out. What intuition are you receiving? What insights are you receiving that are not fear-based? What is the truth that is coming out? You can have fear. Fear can exist, but truth needs to overpower fear. Your truth, intuition, insights. Open a tarot deck, journal, do whatever it takes. Come out with the truth. It is time for your work to start heavy duty. It is time for it to happen, whether it's internal or you're actually going to do something for the world, for them to find you. Just do it. Have the courage and do it. If this is like triggering you to leave the States, because this is where you're meant to go. Just follow the impulse, not the fear. The impulse, not the fear. The intuition, not the fear. The inspiration, not the motivation. The inspiration. All right. I love you all deeply, of course. Subscribe, hit like, share this with as many people. There are many people that need to hear this today. This was divine wisdom. I pray you have a magnificent time, and you really, really, really will. This message is for you.